Small talk made easy. Everyday English confidence. Hey, my friend, welcome back. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been at a party, standing there with your drink, and suddenly the silence feels so heavy? You want to say something, but your mind goes blank. And then you just smile awkwardly? I remember that exact moment at a wedding years ago. I was nervous, didn't know anyone. Then, almost by accident, I said, "Wow, the food here is fantastic, isn't it?" Suddenly, the person next to me laughed, agreed, and we started chatting. That one small comment changed the whole night for me. And that's what we're talking about today. Small talk. It might feel tiny, but it's actually the bridge to confidence, connection, and opportunity. My name is Larry. I'm a master coach and NLP trainer, and the founder of 3D English. For more than 10 years, I've been helping students all over the world improve their pronunciation, confidence, and everyday communication. In this episode, we're going to unlock how to master small talk in everyday life, at social gatherings, on your commute, waiting in line, during coffee breaks at work, even at the grocery store. And I promise you this: by the end of our 35 minutes together, you'll walk away with real tools, real stories, and the confidence to turn any moment into a connection. So grab your notebook, or maybe just a cup of coffee, and let's dive in. Episode 1, Part 1, Social Gatherings. All right, let's begin with one of the biggest places small talk shows up: social gatherings. Parties, weddings, family reunions, even conference events. And if you're like most people, these are also the places where nerves kick in the hardest. I'll be honest with you. I used to hate walking into a room full of strangers. I felt like everyone else knew what to say, and I didn't. Maybe you felt that too? Here's the good news. Small talk is not about being clever or telling big stories. It's about starting light, keeping it simple, and letting the other person open up. Let me give you a real example. Years ago, I was at a wedding. I didn't know anyone at my table. My heart was racing. Then, I looked at the food and just said to the person next to me, "Wow, this food is fantastic, isn't it?" And you know what? That was enough. We laughed, shared a little about our favorite dishes, and from there, the conversation flowed naturally. Tip number 1. Use situational comments. At gatherings, you always have a shared situation. At a wedding, you could say, "This venue is beautiful, isn't it?" At a conference, "I really enjoyed that last speaker. What did you think?" At a birthday party, "These decorations are so fun. Did you help set them up?" These are safe, light, and easy for the other person to respond to. Tip number 2. Ask about connections. A classic way to start is simply, "How do you know the host?" Or, "Are you family or a friend of the bride?" This works at almost every party or formal event. And here's a secret. People love talking about their connections. It feels personal, but not too personal. Tip number 3. Build rapport slowly. Once the ice is broken, let the conversation drift into slightly deeper waters. Ask about their interests, their hobbies, or what they enjoy doing. For example, "So what's been keeping you busy lately?" Or, "Do you like traveling? Or are you more of a home person?" But remember, the goal is not to go deep immediately. The goal is to make people feel comfortable around you. Quick story. One of my students, Maria, told me she used to avoid family reunions because she felt she had nothing to say. I taught her this one simple line: "It's so nice to see everyone together. How have you been?" At the next gathering, she tried it. And guess what? That one line opened a warm, 20-minute conversation with her uncle she hadn't spoken to in years. So here's the lesson. In social gatherings, don't try to be perfect. Just try to be present. Use the environment. Ask about connections, and let the conversation grow naturally. Quick check-in for you listening right now. Think of the next event you'll attend. Maybe a birthday, maybe a work party. What's one line you could keep in your back pocket to break the ice? Write it down, practice it, and you'll feel ready. Now, social gatherings are great, but life gives us another daily stage for small talk: the commute. And trust me, that morning bus or train can turn into a little English classroom if you know how to use it. Episode 1, Part 2, Commute. All right, let's move from parties and weddings to something more everyday: the commute. Whether it's the bus, the train, or even waiting at the metro, these little travel moments are perfect for practicing small talk. I remember one morning, I was sitting on a train in London reading a book. The man next to me leaned over and said, "That's a great book. Would you recommend it?" We ended up talking for the whole journey, and by the end, he actually became a good friend. All from one simple question. That's the magic of the commute. People are already sharing the same space and the same experience. All you need is a light opener. Tip number 1. Comment on the weather or journey. Nice day today, isn't it? I never get used to how packed these trains are, do you? This route is so scenic. Have you taken it before? These work because everyone experiences the same thing at that moment. Tip number 2. Ask about routines. Try something simple like, "Do you take this bus often?" Or "Do you usually go this way to work?" People love to share about their routines. It's safe, easy, and opens the door for a chat. Tip number 3. Show interest in what they're doing. If someone is reading a book, listening to music, or maybe even checking a map, you can ask, "That book looks interesting. Would you recommend it?" Or, "Hey, are you planning a trip? Looks fun." Quick story. One of my students, Ahmed, used this exact strategy. He noticed a man reading a travel guide on the bus, so he asked about it. That small question turned into a 15-minute conversation about travel tips in Spain. For Ahmed, it was not just English practice. It was building confidence. Small warning, though. Always respect people's signals. If they have headphones in and don't seem open, don't push. Small talk works best when both people are ready. So here's the takeaway. The commute is not just wasted time. It's a free classroom. Every ride is a chance to practice your English, meet someone new, and make the day a little lighter. Let me ask you, what's your commute like? Next time you're waiting for a bus or a train, try one of these simple openers. You'll be surprised how many doors it opens. Now, if commuting gives you opportunities, there's another everyday moment where small talk really shines: when you're waiting in line. And I promise, it's easier than you think. Episode 1, Part 3, Waiting in Line. Now let's talk about one of the most common places for small talk: waiting in line. Coffee shops, supermarkets, banks, airports, you name it. These moments often feel awkward, but they are actually gold mines for connection. I'll never forget one morning, standing in a long coffee shop line. Everyone looked tired, staring at their phones. I just smiled and said, "Looks like everyone had the same idea this morning, huh?" Suddenly, 2 people laughed, and before I knew it, we were sharing our favorite drinks. A boring wait turned into a friendly chat. That's the power of small talk. It takes a dull or awkward moment and makes it light. Tip number 1, comment on the shared situation. Wow, this line is long today. I always choose the slowest line, don't you? Good thing it's moving quickly. These are easy because everyone is experiencing the same thing at that moment. Tip number 2, talk about the environment or products. At a cafe, you could say, "That new pastry looks amazing. Have you tried it?" At a store, "These apples look really fresh. Do you usually buy them here?" It's simple, but it gets people talking. Tip number 3, use humor to break the ice. Sometimes, a small joke is all it takes. Like saying, "I think this line is practicing for a marathon. It just keeps going." A little humor shows friendliness and invites connection. One of my students, Sophia, practiced this at a pharmacy. She said to the person next to her, "I think we picked the longest line." The other person laughed, and they ended up chatting about their favorite local coffee shops. For Sophia, it wasn't just English practice. It was a confidence boost. Quick tip: keep it light. Don't complain too much about the wait. It can make the other person feel negative. So here's the lesson. Waiting in line isn't wasted time. It's a mini stage for practice. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to be willing to smile and start. Challenge for you. Next time you're in line, at a cafe, a store, even at the airport, try one of these openers. Write down what happens. You'll see how powerful these tiny moments can be. And speaking of coffee, the workplace coffee break is one of the most powerful opportunities for small talk. Let's dive into that next. Episode 1, Part 4, Coffee Break, Work. All right, now let's move to one of the most underrated but powerful moments for small talk, the coffee break at work. Here's the truth. Work is not just about tasks and deadlines. It's about relationships. And small talk is the secret glue that holds those relationships together. I remember a time when I had just joined a new team. Everyone seemed busy, heads down, no one really talking. During a coffee break, I simply asked a colleague, "So how was your weekend?" That small question led to a conversation about hiking, and later, that same person became a close friend and a collaborator on an important project. That's the magic. Small talk can turn colleagues into allies. Tip number 1, use coffee breaks as connection time. Instead of sitting quietly or scrolling your phone, try a simple opener. Do you usually grab coffee here, or do you go somewhere nearby? Or, "This coffee machine feels like the office mascot, doesn't it?" These little comments create warmth without forcing a deep conversation. Tip number 2, keep topics light and work adjacent. Don't jump into big office politics or heavy debates. Stick with friendly topics like weekend plans, doing anything fun after work, food. Have you tried that new cafe around the corner? Or projects in a light way. How's your week going so far? It keeps the mood relaxed. Tip number 3, follow up to build rapport. One of the strongest tools in small talk is remembering. If last week your colleague said they were going to a soccer game, you can ask later, "Hey, how was the match?" This shows you listened, and that builds trust. Quick story. A student of mine, Mark, worked long hours on reports. He rarely talked to colleagues, but once a teammate reminded him, "Hey Mark, take a break." That little comment sparked a chat in the break room. Over time, those small conversations helped Mark feel less isolated and even led to him being invited to team lunches. Here's the mistake many people make: treating breaks as wasted time. They're not. They're opportunities to refresh your mind and strengthen your connections. So here's the takeaway. Coffee breaks are not just for caffeine, they're for connection. The more you use these moments, the easier teamwork and collaboration become. Let me ask you this. Next time you're at the office coffee machine, what's one simple question you could ask a colleague? Write it down and try it this week. Now, speaking of daily routines, let's explore one of the best everyday classrooms for English practice, the grocery store. Episode 1, Part 5. Grocery store. All right, now let's talk about one of the most practical and useful places for small talk, the grocery store. Why? Because it's part of everyday life. You shop, you pay, you interact, and every step is a chance to practice English. I remember one of my students, Susan. She was shy and she thought, the grocery store? That's not a place to talk. But then one day she asked the cashier, can I pay by card? The cashier smiled, answered, and added, yes, and by the way, these apples are really good today. That tiny moment gave Susan so much confidence. She realized small talk doesn't need to be long to be powerful. So how can you use the grocery store as your English classroom? Tip number 1. Ask for help. Simple questions work perfectly here. Excuse me, where can I find the bread? Do you know where the milk is? Can you help me find the pasta? These are polite, practical, and they get you used to speaking up. Tip number 2. Chat with the cashier. At checkout, don't just stand silently. Add a line. Busy day today? Do you get many customers in the evening? Thanks, you pack those really well. Cashiers talk to dozens of people a day. Your friendly comment can brighten their shift and build your confidence. Tip number 3. Make polite compliments. Compliments are always welcome. You might say, these tomatoes look really fresh, or I love how organized this store is. They're light, positive, and easy conversation starters. Quick story. A man named Tom, who stacked shelves at a supermarket, shared that his favorite part of the job was when customers thanked him. It made him feel proud and more connected. Think about that. Your small talk can actually lift someone's day. The common mistake? Staying completely silent. Every time you just nod and walk away, you miss a free chance to practice real-life English. So here's the lesson. Every trip to the store is a practice session. Short, polite, and simple exchanges are enough. Try this. Next time you go shopping, challenge yourself to ask one question and give one compliment. See how it feels. Now that we've explored parties, commutes, waiting lines, coffee breaks, and grocery stores, let's tie it all together before we preview what's coming next. Episode 1, Part 6. Mini recap plus teaser. So let's pause for a quick recap. Today we explored how small talk fits into everyday life. At social gatherings, a simple comment about the food or venue can open the door. On the commute, a question about the weather or a book can spark connection. While waiting in line, a light joke or comment can turn strangers into friendly faces. During a coffee break at work, a simple "How was your weekend?" can build lasting rapport. And at the grocery store, even short exchanges with staff are powerful practice moments. Here's the big lesson. Small talk is not small. It's practice, it's connection, and it's confidence training for bigger conversations. And here's the exciting part. In the next episode, we'll dive into travel, study, and professional networking. The moments where small talk can truly change your future. Imagine using these skills not only for chatting in line, but also for building your career, making international friends, and handling those tricky silences with confidence. Episode 1. Outro. And that's a wrap for today's episode, my friend. We started with that awkward silence at a party, and we discovered that small talk isn't just about filling the air. It's about creating connection, building confidence, and practicing real English in everyday life. Remember these simple tools. Start light with a comment about food, weather, or the situation. Use the environment. Commutes, coffee lines, grocery stores, they're all mini stages for practice. Stay curious, ask about connections, routines, and experiences. Be polite and positive. A smile, a compliment, a thank you. They go a long way. The truth is, small talk is not small. It's the bridge to bigger conversations, deeper relationships, and new opportunities. Now, before you go, here's your action step. This week, I challenge you to practice small talk at least once a day. It could be with a cashier, a colleague, or even the person next to you on the bus. Write it down, reflect on it, and notice how your confidence grows. And hey, if today's episode gave you value, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, like this video to help more learners find it, and share in the comments. What's the funniest or most surprising small talk you've ever had? I'd love to read your stories. And don't forget, this is just episode 1. In our next episode, we'll explore small talk for travel, study, and networking. The higher-level conversations that can change your career, your friendships, and even your adventures abroad. This is Larry, your coach and friend, reminding you, every smile, every question, every small talk, it's a step toward big confidence. See you in the next episode.